How's it going, guys? Hank here, right back at you with another short video for the Review and Preview Sports YouTube channel. And folks, as always, I want to give you a friendly neighborhood reminder. If you want to follow us on all of our social medias, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Review and Preview Sports. And of course, if you want to see more videos like this and catch some clips for our weekly shows, please don't forget to hit that big red button down below. Give us a like, give us a comment, let us know what you think. And now, for the topic of discussion in this short video, the New York Yankees have traded Gary Sanchez and Urshela to the Minnesota Twins for third baseman Josh Donaldson, shortstop Isaiah Kiner-Falea, and catcher Ben Rortvedt. Now, looking at this trade, I've been hearing a lot of comments on social media, and a lot of Yankee fans are complaining about this trade based on the sheer fact that you're getting Josh Donaldson and his $50 million contract, and not to mention his moments in the past where he's been a Yankee killer, and not to mention he has also had a beef with Garrett Cole in the past. Well, let me digest all that right now and talk about why I, on the other hand, think that not only is this a good trade for the New York Yankees, but in addition, I also think when we look at this trade, we're really looking at the wrong players that we're getting from the Twins. And let me explain why. First off, there's Josh Donaldson. Now, as I mentioned, most Yankee fans, myself included, are going to have to take some time to get used to this guy. And you know what? That's fine. Throughout history, the Yankees have gotten players from rival teams and other players that have historically had good performances against the Yankees, and and it's shown with a lot of other teams too. You'll get guys who have historically had a problem with somebody who goes on to be a future teammate. They make up for it. This is nothing new. And just look at some other players the Yankees have gotten in years past. They've gotten Wade Boggs, Roger Clemens, Johnny Damon, just to name a few, and all three of those acquisitions from a rival are examples of Yankee players going from an enemy to thriving in New York. And who knows? Josh Donaldson could very well has potential. Now, I'm not going to say that getting Josh Donaldson doesn't have risks. After all, this is a player who has had trouble staying healthy over the past few years. But with that having been said, you're getting a guy who has some absolute pop in that bat. One of the best home run hitters in the league. And this is a guy who, don't forget, won an MVP like 5 or 6 years ago. So it'll definitely give them another good bat in a lineup that already has a lot of them. So for me, that's not the big part of the trade, though. Obviously, losing Gio Urshela is going to hurt. You're downgrading defensively, but with that being said, you still have DJ LeMahieu, who is very versatile at playing different spots in the infield. So you could always make Josh Donaldson the DH every now and then if you wanted to. And of course, let's talk about getting rid of Gary Sanchez. Now, in my honest opinion, this is one of the wins in this trade, because let's face it, Gary Sanchez, his batting average has been at or near 200 for the past 4 years. And make no mistake, as a Yankee fan, I probably defended him, say, 1 year or two longer than I should have. In fact, if hitting for the cycle had existed, say, 3 or 4 years ago, you would have seen me mostly trying to praise Gary Sanchez. But unfortunately, it's gotten to a point where it just hasn't worked out. And so who knows, maybe putting him in a change of scenery such as Minnesota will help. However, with that being said, he's also going to be losing that short porch in right and left field that he enjoyed at Yankee Stadium. So the home run total might dip, and Twins fans, be careful. I'm going to warn you, this is also a guy who, in addition to his low batting average, also has problems blocking the plate and pitch framing. So in other words, this is not a guy I want as my starting catcher. And I've been saying that for the past year on Heading for the Cycle. So Gary Sanchez, thank you for a good start, but see you later. And let's talk about the other guys the Yankees got in return. Now, this is where I think the Yankees truly won this trade, because in addition to getting one part of your infield in Josh Donaldson, you're also getting the other part of the left side in your infield, and that's Isaiah Kiner-Falea. Now, we look at the numbers. The 270 batting average and the 8 home runs isn't going to blow anybody away, but he has an on-base percentage above 300. So that's a pretty good start. And remember, as I said, he's going to Yankee Stadium. Those numbers could improve with that short porch in right and left field. But the real reason I like the acquisition of Isiah Kiner-Falea is that he is a young shortstop who is among the top 10. Actually, I would say top 5 in defensive runs saved. And when you look at the problems the Yankees had defensively at shortstop last year with the failed experiment of Gleyber Torres, this is a much needed improvement. And I think it's one aspect of the trade that isn't really talked about too much. And then let's talk about Ben Rortvedt, the catcher from the Minnesota Twins, who only really played 39 games with them over the course of last year. This is a player who scouts have said has some pretty good pop. And if you look at his forearms, he is absolutely built. This is a guy who could very well hit 20 home runs at Yankee Stadium in 81 games a season. And not to mention, he was also considered the best defensive catcher in the Minnesota Twins farm system. And given what I said about Gary Sanchez, anybody at this point, in my eyes, fielding wise, is an upgrade. So to sum it all up, yes, losing Urshela might hurt on the defensive side of things, but the Yankees, in essence, fixed not 1, not 2, but 3 holes in this trade. And yes, like I said, you're going to be paying a lot for Josh Donaldson, but you weren't going to get rid of Gary Sanchez that easily. So all things considered, I think the Yankees got the best they could out of trading Gary Sanchez, and I think it definitely makes their lineup better. Now, is this the last move that Brian Cashman makes over the course of spring training? Probably not. I think obviously they need to fill out that hole at first base, but it'll be interesting to see how the rest of spring training and the rest of the quote-unquote offseason goes heading into opening day. But folks, that's about all I have for this trade. I am definitely okay with what the Yankees got. I think they won this trade. And folks, I want to hear from you guys in the comments. Do you think the Yankees won this trade? Do you think they got rid of too much? Do you think taking Josh Donaldson's contract was a mistake? If you want to do that, please don't forget to hit a like and subscribe on this video. And of course, if you want to follow us on social media, please give us a follow on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Review and Preview Sports. I will be back again with another short baseball offseason video. But until then, I'm Hank and Dichter, and I will talk to you guys later.